Hello, good evening, and welcome back to Goetia. Now, last time we explored quite a few of the new areas and got lost everywhere we went, got stuck on a couple puzzles. So we're going to get back into it today and try and find out exactly what it is we're meant to be doing. One thing we want to do is get Seth somehow up here. But how we solve that puzzle, I'm not too sure. Such a shame, I never used my talents as a locksmith. Can't possess the ladder. Hmm. Maybe there's something down here we're missing. Hmm. So there's this puzzle, but I don't know what to do for it. This is the dark room. I'm pretty sure we're done here in the silver labyrinth for now. Oh, what's this? A screwdriver is in good condition. A tool like this is always good to keep around. Okay. Ah. Maybe we can use this up here. Ah, there we go. Now we're cooking with grease. Alright, up we go. and pop. There you go, Seth. I missed your purring so much. I just wish I could have stayed here forever and listened to it. But it also gives me the courage I need. I must press on. So we can go up now? Alright. I'm cold. You coming with us, Seth? You're a good friend and a loyal pet. Okay, so there should be one more level above us. Dirty. Very dirty. Ugliness, fear. I'm so cold. A stairway to the moon. Looking through a peephole. And is this our sister Annie? Or was this one of those headless statues? Read here now. Alone? No, not alone. Blackwood, Blackwood. A manor and a family. Always together, always united. Many claim to be attached to their land. But how many clans can truly say their land literally flows through their veins? To be part of its walls, to watch until death over the cradle that gave us birth. This project is a sweet and bitter madness that only Mother could create. Without her vision, her curiosity, her acute analysis, I never would have been part of such an adventure. But my faith in her is unconditional, and working with her fills me with pride, despite the haunting fear that overcomes me sometimes, when I gaze at the abyss that we open together and through which we're about to jump in with delight. Do we do what was best? Best for everyone? I'm sure of it, even though I became more anxious every day, with every breath I take. Even if my human weaknesses are sometimes more prevalent than my courage, my loyalty, and my gratitude are unfailing. Blackwood will collapse. Blackwood is already a tomb, but Blackwood shall live on. I feel it. I feel it is necessary to write these words, even if I'll be the only one to read them. The world is thundering, burning, and collapsing all around us, and doesn't deserve to know our story, our ambition, or our efforts. If civilization still persists after this, it will be weak and sad, like the remnants of a bad wine at the bottom of a dull glass. Now, time neither flies, nor is it short. Mother, throughout your entire work, you always demonstrated dignity and a righteousness. Words fail to express my gratitude and your nobility. Father, you are a shadow through which we freed the light. May you be proud of us. Edward, Robert, joyful prodigies, forgive us for having fooled you in order to save you. Wait for us, Alexander, my dear brother. I admired and cursed your resistance and your determination in this struggle, the outcome of which is already decided. My last thought is for you, Abigail, my aunt. Out of a pleasant memory, Mother drew her strength, her will, and her courage. I wished I could know you, here or anywhere else. Okay. Kitty, what do you want? Tell me. Don't be shy. Never, it's forbidden. Never, you hear me? Okay. So let's go back down a bit. So this looks like the stairway to the moon, as depicted. Now let's go check out those statues. Oh, not here. Where were they? Ah, here they are. In remembrance of our discoveries, and of hard-working sleepless nights, this forest will miss you, Anton. Okay, so we got something, which is more than what we got last episode. Hmm. So cold, and death won't come. I really want to escape, but I have to go on. Why? So what are we looking for now? Attached, curiosity, analysis, vision, pride, weakness, gratitude, ambition, gratitude, righteousness, nobility. Wait a minute. Attached, vision, curiosity, analysis, pride, weakness, gratitude, ambition, gratitude, righteousness, nobility. Why are these underlined? So we have gratitude twice. Looks like everything else was only underlined once. So is this some sort of puzzle? So what kind of puzzle is this? Alright, so what do we do with this? Alright, I'm not too sure about that. Even though I became more anxious with every breath I take, even if my human weaknesses are sometimes more prevalent than my courage. There's a lot of contradictions going on in here. Hmm. Can't really make a sentence out of these. Or a phrase. Attached, vision, curiosity, analysis, pride. Out of a pleasant memory. Hmm. So you're looking at this. But I'm not sure what to do with that just yet. Hmm. Let's see if we can find something in here. Let's see. Well, I'm not too sure. Maybe I just have to do the 3 words that pertain to these images. But that's fairly vague. Would that be vision? Nobility? Maybe vision or analysis, curiosity. Getting to the moon seems like ambition. I really don't know what to do with these. Hmm. Well, let's take a break from that puzzle and let's head back to Eldritch Forest. And this is the only document we have from the forest for Elizabeth Blackwood. Here it is. We used to hide the treasures we found on our adventures. Maybe something here could refresh my memory. Oh, I got the stone with us. To whatever good that would do. Because the only document I have to solve this puzzle is this one. Neither gold nor marble shall adorn my tomb. shall my tomb adorn. Only simple wood will my prayers be born. Surrounding ever on my arrogant shrine of bone. Across the dead roots, venerated by worms alone. Cover not my tomb with stone, my dear friend. Leave this faded corpse to its natural end. So I feel like faded corpse would be the skull on the picture. So that would be last. Hmm. So I imagine it's got to be these ones, right? Where it moves. So we have a cross, a skull, some sort of stone, and a tree. And this one should be last. So let's leave this for a second, go back here. So we have a tree. Some sort of rock or boulder. The skull. What are these, logs? And a cross. We got the tree, the cross, the rock, the skull, and this. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5 items. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines, but one's already circled. And if we assume that the first one is the arch, and I would think skull would have to be the last for the fading corpse. Only simple wood will prayers be born. That I assume would be the cross. Resounding ever on my arrogant shrine of bone. That's tough. Across dead roots venerated by worms alone. Cover not my tomb with stone, dear friend. So we have tree, the rock, and the logs left. Maybe logs would be the second, since it's not stone. Across dead roots. Maybe that's rock, and then that's tree. If we have to click them in order. Hmm. Hmm. How very frustrating. Because I don't see anything else here we can click on. This is obviously the first fixture we're going to see. But there's nothing else here to look at. Right? So where are we going to look? Hmm. I can't believe we're stuck here again. Oh, did we get it? Alright, I'm not sure how or where we got it, but we got it. I remember now, this pile has been rotten here for years. Good evening, my friend. This cavity must have seen a source of comfort to pilgrimage a few centuries ago. This tree was another one of my favorites. And this is the last landmark. We never ventured further than that. So what will we find past the last mark? Oh, I was only expecting a chapel. What's such a big church doing here? I believe Anton is at it again. I'm dismayed at anyone who could attempt to bring forth such darkness, especially given what we know of Blackwood Manor. He'll give that infernal family a run for their money if his vile efforts are successful. It is unthinkable that his goal could be ins- instrumental. Could be instrument of that serpentine lord of the nether himself. Ensorcelment. Oh, we'll just skip that word and go on. To my mind, he will become the very thing he hopes to control. To what end does he endeavor? Is it to empower himself with fiendish forces beyond the comprehension of man? Or is it to secure his place as the Godhead? I can only imagine what it is to come if he acquires any followers. I rue the day when I learned of his infernal activities, as I may yet see the worst of it, I fear. If you receive this letter in time, do your best to avoid Anton. Is it not enough that we must suffer the delivery of Blackwood, that now one of our own has taken up such diabolic pursuits? 'Tis a sulphurous prospect to be sure. Watch yourself, or you too may become embroiled in the indulgence of this unhallowed possession. For a building that has been neglected for so long, it still looks in decent shape. So we could travel upstairs, but is there anything down here? Ah, there is. Here lies William Jeremiah Cecil, Whitegate, 1528 to 1565. May his soul rest forever in this place, keeping their infernal fires from reaching impure souls. Somebody's living here, I'm sure of it. It would be strange for the area around the manor to be abandoned too. There's only one candlestick on this altar, but some marks suggest that there used to be a second. Malthus. Ah, young lady, how I missed you. You I thought I would never see you again. I've got my eyes on you. I'm always watching, even though hell does have plenty to keep me busy. The place is rife with scavengers. But let us forget about the riffraff. I'm finding your investigation a positively thrilling diversion, and so I've decided to help you in your quest. I'm listening. Good. Did you notice that you're not alone here? The gap between worlds is surprisingly populated. A man used to live, if I may say so, in these ruins until recently. He might be able to answer some of your questions. Perhaps you should look for him. Well, thank you, I suppose. I did have my suspicions, but there is more of Annie in you than you could possibly imagine. Good luck. I suppose that exasperated character will grow on me. Perhaps. So what's outside the back? These are mostly religious books. Some of them have annotations. Okay. Let's not mess with that just yet till we figure out what we're going to do. Numerous notes. This can hardly be considered a language. It seems more like a form of heraldry, as it uses a different set of rules and a separate print for each individual. There is no trace of what or who defines this matrix. In many cultures and mythological writings, discovering the full name of a person bestows incredible power. In a sense, the sigil seems to perfectly illustrate these beliefs, and also enable one to test them. Proving this theory would be fascinating. Sigils have been known for many generations. These, however, are not among the ones used to summon the 72 demons of the Goetia. Although they are quite similar, I would venture that they are linked not to demons, but rather to human beings who lived on this earth. My obsession with this research is such that I do not sleep much these days, as if I were on the verge of lifting a significant part of the veil on our consciousness. The history of these people might help me in my research. The registers stored in Coventry's cathedral will likely provide vital details on their respective lives. Anna Mary Wilkin, Henry Daniel Blackwood. Patrick William James Keegan. Recurrent shape, letters. Martha Elizabeth Hill. Capricorn. My research is going surprisingly well. One of the names linked to the sigil is Sir Henry Daniel Blackwood. He was buried here in the estate. I thought that the family settled here during the 18th century. But this ancestor seems to prove that Blackwood line was already here in 1575 or even earlier. Finding his tomb will be no mean feat, however, as his name seems to have been erased from our records. But it could be vital to my research. I've been wearing my glasses out on these sigils and their symbolism for weeks now. They are so deep in my mind that they blind me to my desk light. That they bind me to my desk day and night. I almost feel I can draw them myself, now that I know their inherent rules. Truth be told, their syntax is quite simple. One just needs to draw them as coordinates. Each element corresponds to a radius of a circle, a line for each initial letter of the first name, another one for the initial letter of the name, another one for the sign of the zodiac. But all this is not sufficient to define a being. What about homius? Harmonious? Harmonious? Hominous? Okay, so let's see. Logic dictates that Henry Anthony Gardner and Harriet Alice Green should share the same sigils, but it's impossible. I still cannot master the last stroke, and this makes me feverish. Okay. Interesting. It's always good to have a handy hook. One of these registers has been checked recently. Okay. Alright, so it's behind. Another building. But before we check this, let's finish exploring the cathedral. So we have up here to look at. Someone's been using the stamp mattress as a makeshift bed. Whoever's living here must be very devout or superstitious. Oh. I repel them. That's interesting. These notes may help me in my research. The first day, we decided to study Abraham's work and all the books and manuscripts I have in Eldritch. This is a tedious and laborious task. Going through the research will take us weeks. Then we'll need to understand it all, cross-reference the information. We have to separate truth from fantasy still. This remains a fascinating quest, and we're determined to see it through successfully. We've gone further than I thought. Working together gives us wings. There are writings and manuscripts all over my study, but we found answers. I must draw the necessary wards before we can summon them. 8th day. We attempted a few incantations in vain. Perhaps we mispronounced the text. Or our mixtures are unstable. Perhaps they think we lack the resolution. 21st day. The weeks go by with no progress. We've overcome We're overcome by weariness. Annie seems particularly affected. 32nd day. Progress at last. The incantation seems to vibrate. The air seemed to become heavier, more dense. That's about it for now, though still, I feel we're close to getting answers. I'm sure of it. Annie thought she could convince Malthus to help us, but she was rebuffed. I was not particularly surprised. A memorable day, our experiment in starting to bear fruit. The ball jumped a few seconds and became hot to the touch. It still hasn't cooled down. I've been looking at it for hours, unable to take my eyes off it. 32 hours later, the ball is still warm. It's too early to celebrate our victory yet, but deep inside, I know we made it. What an amazing process. What amazing progress. After many unsuccessful attempts, we managed to communicate with him. He reacted to the words we use so often in our conversations. Promising him a walk in the woods always made him happy. Poor Duncan. I miss his pervasive presence, but it brings me peace to know that he is living an eternal dream. Our success makes me euphoric. I hardly dare consider the consequences. Alright, now we're starting to get somewhere. But I think we'll leave it there for now. And we'll explore the rest of this area in the next episode. So until then, we'll see you guys next time.